Some inventions make our lives better, more comfy, more fulfilling. Some inventions, however, seem designed only to annoy, disturb, and sometimes outright kill us. Here are 3 horrible inventions that somehow became fads. Now available deep fat fried.
Deep fat fried!
Horrible inventions that became fads.
Indeed. And there's a lot of these. You're looking at one here. I mean, who doesn't hate this one?
Ugh. Yeah, it is pretty shitty looking.
Known as textured paint or...
I don't have that shit, do I?
Yeah, yes, you don't in here.
I do.
That's cool.
I've got the
You got some of this popcorn bullshit.
Yeah, baby.
I hate those popcorn ceilings. Ugh.
So, yeah, this is the bane of every prospective home buyer's existence, popcorn ceilings. Almost always, they're a white or cream-colored paint that starkly contrasts with whatever the texture of the walls is. They're also known as stipple ceilings, acoustic ceilings, and stucco ceilings. Half a century ago, popcorn ceilings were all the rage, cropping up above brightly colored walls and psychedelic patterns and shiny furniture. Less expensive than traditional hand-troweled plaster, the sprayed-on technique, which actually resembles cottage cheese. I think it should be called a cottage cheese ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, this does look like cottage cheese more than popcorn.
It camouflaged ceiling imperfections. It offered a measure of fire resistance, provided noise dampening benefits. It all sounds okay on paper, I guess. But
I mean, it looks like shit, but I guess if it has some useful properties.
I won't mention it because it's Paul's episode, but there's a big rub to this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of it, but.
And they were made with asbestos. I mean, that's not a big deal. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I know. It's a small detail.
They used asbestos. It was asbestos or whatever. Anyway, it was liberally used in the past before its effective banning in the U.S. and many other countries because it was dirt cheap, fire resistant, highly durable. Used in these stippled popcorn ceilings. The Clean Air Act of 1970 classified asbestos as hazardous, a hazardous air pollutant, and gave the EPA the power to regulate the use and disposal of asbestos. Spray-applied asbestos products were banned with the passage of this act, which included the ugly textured paint in question. However, in order to minimize economic hardship to suppliers and installers, existing inventories of asbestos-bearing texturing materials were exempt from the ban. So it's possible to find asbestos in popcorn ceilings that were applied all the way through the 1980s.
Right.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
Well, we wouldn't want you guys to lose no money on this. So, you can still use your existing supply, but don't make no more.
So that means that popcorn ceilings were installed as late as the mid-'80s and probably contain asbestos, and then, when disturbed, disperse microscopic fibrils known to cause lung-scarring illnesses and even cancer if inhaled. Sometimes asbestos can remain in the air for 48 to 72 hours. In a room with limited air circulation, it can even stay for several weeks following a disturbance. So if you're trying to get rid of popcorn ceiling made at any time before the late 1990s, it's the best to get it tested and then have a professional come in and remove it because, you know what I mean? You fucking inhale a bunch of asbestos otherwise.
You want mesothelioma or some shit or lung cancer? Because that's how you get it.
And it costs around $3,000 for the average house to have these removed.
What fun.
So, there's a bunch of licensing and regulatory things when it comes to asbestos removal, like
disposal fees and all that shit.
Oh God, yeah, because it's hard to get rid of because you can't just it's so deadly to people.
You can't just dump it in the dump. You know? Our friends across the pond also had a textured paint that used to be all the rage. It was called Artex. Literally asbestos reinforced textured coating. That's what Artex means. But now rebranded as artistic texture coating.
Ah, right.
Became so popular that it's a genericized trademark, often used to refer to similar products from other manufacturers. Rather than the texture of cottage cheese, Artex was often applied in Britain as a more wavy and artistic, like this type of shit,
Yeah, I mean, this at least looks cool.
Yeah, this is pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's neat us looking at asbestos, yeah.
One issue with Artex ceilings is that matching the pattern seamlessly when repairing it is pretty much impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like one little swipe that continues, and like good luck ever replacing any of that if you damage your ceiling.
You're never gonna shape it just the same again. So
the poor appearance of repaired ceilings harmed its popularity. Furthermore, removal of Artex can be rather difficult. Until 1984, the Artex coating was made with white asbestos to strengthen it. Therefore, old Artex manufactured by Artex Limited will contain asbestos, while Artex coatings applied after 2000 may or may not have asbestos.
Oh,
comforting.
Yeah, it's 50-50. Flip a coin.
While the texture is only harmful when in a powdered form, i.e. being sanded, and poses no risk when it's undisturbed, if you're trying to drill holes or install a light or a ceiling fan, you're going to have some fucking asbestos fall on you. They still sell this shit. Now free of asbestos if you're attempting to fix an existing textured ceiling, or if you're crazy enough to think this like looks good still. I don't know, maybe TJ would like to have this on his ceiling.
I think it looks cool, but knowing that it's like pretty much impossible to repair and stuff, and the I guess the asbestos thing isn't a problem anymore, but like I don't know, I wouldn't sneeze at it.
Looks like ass to me. Now, popcorn ceilings were still made after the Clean Air Act. So after the ban, popcorn ceiling materials were created using a paper-based or styrofoam product to create the texture rather than asbestos. Textured ceilings remain somewhat common in residential construction in the United States. They still have their fair share of problems, though. For one, that texture not only traps sounds, but it traps like pretty much all dirt and dust. So... yeah, and you can't wipe down a popcorn ceiling. You know what I mean? So it traps a lot of allergens and a lot of dirt and dust and dander and shit. Ends up just kind of in the nooks and crannies in your ceiling and hangs there and rains on you constantly when you live in one of these fucking places.
Dude, a lot of people like from the 90s on, if they'll just have houses, they'll build them because it's cheaper to do it. And then people just literally go and scrape the ceiling. Yeah, it's like, nope, we'll just scrape this shit off.
A popcorn ceiling damaged by unsightly stains or cracks can be patched, but obtaining an exact match of the original texture and color can be challenging. Further, the bumps made of absorbent material, so water-based paints don't fare well, blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot of bullshit that you have to go through for no real reason. Like, there's no point to still be doing this, but they're still building houses with this type of ceiling. And in fact, like, a lot of people, I think, have come to just, like, expect ceilings to look like this, especially in the United States. Like, I grew up pretty much every fucking house I had was this shit. So I don't know. Pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah, I remember having this shit as a kid. I remember fucking picking at the damn ceilings before, because there was parts of the ceiling that were low enough for me to reach, and I'd be like scraping that shit off. Might have fucking mesothelioma for all I fucking know.
You got a case, TJ?
I know.
I'm gonna sue some motherfuckers. I'm gonna check myself out. How do I fucking know if I got mesothelioma or whatever?
Picking the ceilings, eating asbestos.
Yeah, I fucking all asbestos up. That's probably why I'm so goddamn stupid.
No one told me I couldn't eat the shit I scraped off the ceiling. I need $1 million.
Give me $1 million fucking bucks, you sons of bitches. I'm sick.
I don't know if this next one will be as annoying to everybody. I guess we'll see.
Oh, my God.
No, fuck these.
My God, dude.
You have any idea how many awkward moments I've suffered because I thought someone was fucking talking to me?
Hello? Yes.
I was in the bathroom one time, and some dude's like, hey, yeah. I'm like, what? Interesting. Yeah, that's great. What? And I saw he's talking one of these. I mean, oh, motherfucking son of a bitch.
Idiots.
I hate these fucking things, man.
So this dorky technology trend that many people have probably forgotten about, thankfully now, hands-free phone headsets, specifically the Motorola and Nokia Bluetooth ones that seemed so ubiquitous in the late 2000s.
Yeah, they sucked. I hate them.
You know what I'm talking about. Those bulky over-the-ears ones with the design almost right out of Star Trek. Caused endless social awkwardness when you couldn't tell if someone was talking to you or talking on the phone or talking to the person next to you. It was
fucking horrible.
Yeah.
People come up to me. I mean, sometimes they'd be fucking pissed at the person they're talking to. I remember one time I was in a fucking parking lot. I was like loading up my groceries, and someone's like, "That's fucking ridiculous." I'm like, "What?" He's looking right at me as he's saying it. I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I'm just loading these groceries up.
And then he's like, They never fucking communicate it either. You never have one be like, I'm sorry, I'm on the phone. Yeah, I always let you just piece it together. Like fucking.
You only had someone ever do that once where it was like, I kept looking and they're like, I'm on the phone. It's like, well, fucking talk on a fucking phone.
Yeah, get yourself a fucking phone then, asshole. This shit's too confusing.
So
I can't take it.
Yeah, people seem to like, they were also like kind of a fashion statement, I think.
Yeah, it was like, I'm rich. I have money. Look, I got the latest and greatest bullshit.
Yeah, I'm a business person. Yeah, exactly.
I'm an important business cocksucker, you know?
I get business done. So yeah, people wore them to look businessy or important.
Suddenly, so important. I have to have my hands free while I talk.
And
Star Trek phone.
If you think about what these things really did, it really made phone calls socially acceptable to interrupt any social interaction in any setting, no matter what.
Yeah.
The old hold on 1 second, touch my ear and start just blabbering away at full voice in front of everybody. That became like socially acceptable. Before that, it probably would have been seen as like insanely rude. But these little devices somehow like made it okay to do it because you had like, oh, he's professional though. He has to, you know.
This is an important business call. You understand? Yeah.
Got to keep it pro. You know what I mean? Okay.
What's that? The shipment of dildos is going to be late? No!
Call our Chinese supplier right now. That's unacceptable.
I need those dildos stat, goddammit. So this is your daughter's dance recital. Shut up!
Yeah, people started wearing these fucking everywhere. Like at first it was just like, okay, while I'm at work, I'll have this on so I can get around the office. That's where it started. And then it just became like everybody was wearing these. People were wearing them shopping, commuting, dinner, everywhere. Lunch, fucking every second of every fucking day. So the first consumer Bluetooth headset launched in 1999 by Ericsson. It was this one here.
Looking at it here.
Yeah, it was a hands-free mobile headset that earned the technology the Best of Show Technology Award at Comdex, claiming it would work up to 10 meters away from the phone. The Bluetooth 1.0 specification are also officially launched that year, leading to the release of the first Bluetooth-equipped chipsets, dongles, mice. So this was like, you know, the beginning of wireless Bluetooth connectivity for
which sucked when it came out.
A lot of cool shit came out of this technology, but this nascent form, this initial fucking concept of like you could talk on this dumb fuck headset was not great.
No, it really was not.
Well, now cars, I mean, it's built into cars now where it's like you just talking to a speaker in the car. Like no one has this like, oh, me talk to you like this. You know, but you know what? It has made a little bit of a comeback with the ear pods. I've noticed some people do that now. They walk around with the ear pods and they'll take calls and shit.
At least you can see they're wearing something.
True. These early Bluetooth accessories suffered from a dreaded malady known as pairing syndrome.
Oh, my God.
In order to establish a wireless connection to your headset, an earpiece or speakerphone would have to trade codes over the air. This often led to repeated code inputs on the part of the owner, as the pairing process was about as unreliable as could be in this 1.0 form.
I still think it's not great a lot of times.
Sometimes it's
pairing
too good,
advice
though.
can still be a fucking nightmare. Yeah, and other times it's like shit connects. You don't even want to connect. And you're like, stop.
You know what'll happen all the time to me is like Amelia will get in the car to go somewhere, and when she turns the car on, I'll be sitting out in the fucking backyard or in the living room, and like all of a sudden my phone stops working, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I can't hear anything on my phone, and it's playing in the fucking car, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. We're boomers.
I know.
Why is my phone playing in the car?
God fucking damn this bullshit. Dude, because I have two songs saved on my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly I listen to music on Spotify, and I'll like get in the car and I'll put on my Spotify playlists or whatever. But I have two songs that are actually saved to my phone for whatever reason. And one is Kill For Me by Marilyn Manson. And every single time I get in the car, the Bluetooth speaker will automatically connect and start playing that song. So
is that a feature or a bug?
I have no fucking idea. But it's horrible. I hate it. I really wish it wouldn't happen.
It's pretty common for most. I mean, most of these cars do that. It's like if you have a song that on your whatever your system.
Yeah, just
is,
automatically. You just want to listen.
You want music, right?
I think it wants to just randomly play whatever music you have saved on your phone. But I literally only have like 2 songs, so it's horrible.
Yeah. So around the mid 2000s, auto pairing became a thing. So you didn't have this pairing syndrome anymore, but then you got all the problems we just talked about with shit connecting when you don't want it to, etc.
Probably still better than the pairing thing though, because that's like
I would imagine so. Yeah,
a fucking giant hassle.
So it would remember, of course, your Bluetooth connection connect automatically. So it was the new hands-free cell phone laws that started being implemented in 2008 that really set off this trend. As cell phones became more ubiquitous and started being seen as essential rather than kind of like a convenience or a novelty, lawmakers started to notice more and more people were crashing their fucking cars because they were texting or calling while driving.
Yeah.
It certainly makes sense, especially with texting, as it required you to look away from the road. Some states started to respond to this emerging issue by creating distracted driving laws. I actually have you guys ever gotten a distracted driving ticket before for being on the phone?
No, I haven't.
I've only gotten 2 tickets my entire life. One for speeding when I was 18. I was doing like 12 over the speed limit or some shit. Real asshole. And then I got one in my late 20s for cell phone shit. Just picking up my phone and going hello, and then whoop whoop. I was like, "Are you serious?" So suddenly, millions of Americans couldn't take a call while driving without risking being pulled over, and they wondered how they would still stay in touch with their friends and family every second of every fucking waking moment of every fucking.
Yeah,
How they survive?
What am I supposed to do when I'm in my car? Like be with my thoughts or like listen to music or something?
It's like, oh,
Fuck
God.
that.
How are
I
we
need to
gonna do
constantly
this?
be yammering at somebody else 24/7.
Luckily, in came Nokia, Motorola, other manufacturers reminding people about over-ear Bluetooth headsets.
Thank goodness.
They had all been racing to innovate and improve over just a few short years since launch. This device was an attractive way to comply with the new laws, with a wearable phone that was supposed to sound better than putting your phone on speaker in the car and risking it slide off the seat or dashboard. And that's just ridiculous. Like, just put your fucking phone in a secure place. While their specific technologies differ, the principle is the same. One microphone sits by your mouth to pick up your voice. Another one higher up on the earpiece to pick up ambient audio. Using some fancy software, the earpiece, blah, blah, blah. You know how it works. It just fucking takes over as the microphone for your phone wirelessly. Yeah. And once again, this TJ already kind of brought it up, but this created this phenomenon of people like walking by you, staring you right in the eyes and going like, oh yeah, man, I'm fucking ready to go. And you're just like, huh?
It's like,
I know, it's so awkward. It's
Yeah.
like, what is this? Why is this person
this
talking?
thing created, at least for me personally, like 6 or 7 awkward moments where I thought someone was talking to me.
Well, think about me, because the time that I was working at fucking Starbucks is pretty much the fucking height of the
right.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So there must have been tons of people in the line fucking doing this because they're obnoxious shitbags.
Oh yeah, they walk right up to you, look right in the eye, and you'll go like, "Hey, welcome to Starbucks. How can I help you this morning?" And they'll just like point at their ear, like, "Well, fuck you. Get off the phone, dipshit." Like, what do you? Okay, hold on, everybody. Shut the machines down. He's on the phone.
Important business call here. Businessman here.
No time to get a drink at Starbucks. I'm on an important business call.
Yeah,
Get out of line then.
That's really what I do blame these fucking things for, is really like just doing away with any sense of politeness when it came to like when I can fucking just stop listening to you and grab my phone and give my full attention to it. You know, like people used to go like, oh, I'll check that later or something when their phone rang. And now it's just like, they'll put their finger up in your face, you know, give you the finger.
I gotta take this.
Hold on one second.
Take this.
Yeah. Hi. What? Oh, you crazy fuck. Yeah. Yeah, do it, man. Yeah, do it. 2,200 shares. Yeah. Oh, your mother did. You know, you're just like, fuck this, man. So the trend has started to die down as hands-free technology started to diversify, making over-ear headphones less attractive. They do still exist, and the design really hasn't changed much, but they're far less common now. Now you can hook your phone up to directly your car via Bluetooth to take calls on the road. That's works pretty well for most people.
It's way better. Yeah.
Granted, there's still plenty of Bluetooth headphones, but the trend now seems to be using them for music rather than calls, which is a little less douchier. You know what I mean? Because
sure, yeah. I mean, whatever. That's just like doing the job of a fucking auxiliary cable at that point. Plus, you can tell if someone's wearing fucking headphones. I guess unless they're really, really small.
I mean, if somebody's singing along to a song, it doesn't look like they're trying to talk to you. You know what I mean? Nobody walks around just like staring people in the eyes and reciting lyrics. Yeah. There's still
all around the world that you crumble for me. Yeah.
So at least those things went away, but they definitely made millions and millions of dollars for these tech companies that made them. Because I tell you what, dude, there was a point in time where every fucking nerd on the street had one of these things.
I know.
You had to have it, dude.
Time.
Dude, I tried one. I hated it though. That was like a thing. I tried it one time, and I was like, "This is not horribly inconvenient. It's not even really uslike
Yeah, it sucks. Just balls.
Pick up your phone and talk to somebody."
So
the hell is this nightmare?
I didn't expect this one to be like a scary episode, but be prepared to have not be able to sleep.
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, I'm not fucking. What are you doing here? What is this fucking? This belongs to one of those fucking museums of possessed dolls and shit.
Talking doll.
Yeah, this is another. This is actually the last. Well, no, I guess the last invention on our list. This is an Edison, a Thomas Edison invention. I'm sorry, I'm fucking scared just looking at this fucking thing because I know it's coming. Let's talk about talking toys. Talking toys have a surprisingly long history, and they've been torturing parents and others subjected to their children ever since. History's first obnoxious offender was created by none other than Thomas Edison. The Edison talking doll, pictured here, standing 22 inches, weighing a cumbersome 4 pounds, had wooden limbs, a porcelain head, and decidedly unsettling, glassy-eyed stare.
I mean, look at it. It wants to kill you.
It does.
Time to die, TJ.
Oh, my God. It's even more nightmarish.
It really
than
is.
I fucking thought. Look at this fucking thing. Oh, no. Jesus God, no.
You've been naughty, TJ.
Look at it. Oh, no.
Now I've come to life, TJ, to punish you.
It's a horrible nightmare creature. What
Get
am I
ready
seeing?
to never sleep ever again, TJ.
Okay.
Edison figured the toy would be a great way to demonstrate the at-home entertainment possibilities of his then spanking new wax cylinder phonograph in 1890. So inside the metal torso was a miniature phonograph whose recording surface was etched with 20-minute renditions of one of a dozen familiar ditties, such as Mary Had a Little Lamb, Jack and Jill.
Oh, I don't want to
Hickory
see
Dog.
this nightmarish thing sing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
TJ dies.
Well, I actually found... I actually found the worst one for you, TJ, because it also sang "Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep."
Oh God!
So I found one of these that's still working.
No, you didn't.
I did, and you can hear its horrifying warbling voice.
Oh, okay. All
at
right.
the next link.
Oh my God! No, please don't.
No, fuck this.
Paul, no.
Turn it up,
Paul.
Turn it up. Crank it. Crank that soldier
do it,
boy.
TJ.
All right.
Crank that soldier boy. You guys have to. No, I told you had to fucking go. You're never sleeping again. You ready?
Yep. I'm not. I don't think I'm ready. Dude, look at its eyes.
Are you ready, TJ?
This reminds me of the fucking. I mean, look at its fucking eyeballs, dude. It looks like a fucking Tool album cover looking at you, man. Look at its teeth.
Hey, TJ.
It's got little nubby, horrible teeth.
I've got a tiny little file that I use at night while you're sleeping to make my teeth into cannibal points.
Let's hear the voice of this thing.
Eyes.
What
TJ's done.
the fuck is this?
TJ quits. TJ.
Oh man, dude, this is like this like. I feel bad for kids back in the day, dude. Their parents like, look, your dolly talks.
Paul, I literally fucking imagined this being horrifying, and it was like twice as fucking horrible as I thought it was going to be.
You literally can't imagine it until you've heard it. Play a little more, TJ. Come on. Let's hear it.
I mean, we got to listen to it all, I guess.
There's another one. Hickory dickory dock, TJ.
The children found them scary? I can't believe it. Hey, your dolly's gonna talk to you. Dude, this is like the inspiration for fucking Chucky, dude.
Yep, Chucky and that. What's that new one? Annabelle.
Annabelle. Heidi Hohen.
This is definitely the beginning of Annabelle here. So yeah, you got to hear it sing a few of its hideous renditions of, cute little children's rhymes or whatever. Only 500 of these things, thank goodness, were ever sold, and the company that made them went bankrupt within a year. While Edison's attempt at the first talking doll was poorly received, the idea presented the toy industry far beyond just dolls. The toy industry far beyond just dolls. Let's jump forward about 100 years. Glowworms.
I had a glowworm.
I think everybody did.
I had a fucking glowworm, man.
Yeah, I think everybody had a glowworm and came up around our age. It bridged the gap between stuffed animal and nightlight. When Hasbro's Play School released the toy in 1982, a soft squeeze would light them up. Light up his head, light up their body. They got so popular that Hasbro released musical Glowworm in 1983, which would play a lullaby or tell a bedtime story. They're all your good night friends was the catchy jingle that played over the commercials of little girls and little boys getting ready for bed with their glowworms hugged tightly. However, as anyone who has been around a talking toy knows, those songs and phrases and lights have a pesky habit of turning on unwarranted. And as if, like the toy has a mind of its own. My glowworm would light up sometimes. You know what I mean? It would light up. And I wasn't touching the glowworm.
Sounds very sexual. My glowworm would light up sometimes,
And when these things first came out, like in the late 70s and 80s, these really loud kind of singing toys, parents didn't like them at first, obviously. But to try and increase, I guess, parents' tolerance for these toys that would go off in the night at the slightest disturbance, they started selling them as teaching tools. Do you guys have one of these too? You ever have a speak and spell?
I never had a speak and spell. No.
I saw one as a kid, but we never had one.
Yeah, it would say I had one. It would say like spell cat, and then you would go C-A-T. That is correct. You know what I mean? It was basically like they sold them as teaching tools, but it really wasn't teaching anything. Of the earliest and best known successful examples, this is Speak and Spell here from the 80s. An early example of text to speech, too, meaning meant to teach children reading and writing. However, these talking toys started to become more geared towards younger children over time. And now they're mostly in the baby section of the store. And there's these huge collection of large plastic toys with big glowy buttons that scream out, quote unquote, educational things intermittently throughout the aisles. Since they're designed for babies, the buttons are even more sensitive to accommodate their non-existent motor skills, and thus they're way more likely to go off for no reason than the glowworm was or the Speak and Spell was. You know what I mean?
Just start singing random shit in the middle of the night.
666, the number of the beast. That's strange how that little Speak and Spell did that.
Why did it do that?
Research.
Hail, say 10. Hail, say 10. It's like, I think it might be broken.
The boy dies at midnight.
Shit.
Strange message.
I think the battery's out. They're already out.
Research shows that for kids to understand, speak, and eventually read or write a language, they need to hear a lot of it. And it's never too early for parents and caregivers to get talking, which I guess explains the booming industry where people were like, well, I don't have time to do that for my kids anymore, so let me buy them toys. I don't have time to be
talking to this little shit. Let me get a little fucking box to talk to him.
Yep. The thing is, these talking toys may not really be educational at all. They might actually be harmful to a child's development. That's a finding from a new study in JAMA Pediatrics that found some toys being marketed as language promoters actually got in the way of learning language. The electronic toys that talked, lit up, sang songs were less beneficial for language development than the traditional toys or books, the researchers said. These flashy and popular playthings produced a lower quantity and quality of language among the babies other than traditional toys. So there's simply no evidence that a young child can learn language directly from a toy. I think this probably has a lot to do with the fact that like 70% of human communication is nonverbal, and like talking has a lot more going to it than just emulating sounds. It's facial expressions and blah, 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 and all that. And the kid really gets none of that from these toys.
Yeah. Can't. Just think about how much is conveyed in like tone and like facial expression, body language, all that other stuff.
Yep. None of
like
it
you
is
said,
here.
I think they said
It's not a substitute.
I
Clearly.
mean, I don't know if it's a real statistic or just something that people throw around, but they say 70% of communication is like nonverbal. So
I just said that, TJ.
Okay.
I literally just
Hey
said
guys, I'm just gonna tell this fact that you're like, I think like 70% of communication is like nonverbal.
I heard a crazy fact too that like something like 70% of communication is nonverbal.
Really? You heard that?
Yeah,
It's insane.
I heard
You
that.
heard
they
that.
say that.
I don't know where you heard that.
I mean,
man.
it's not like some original observation or some shit. It's just like a fucking thing people say.
Yeah, but I
don't even know if
literally
that's
said
true.
it
You
like
just
10
literally said
seconds.
that, though.
I said it
Well,
10
I didn't
seconds
fucking hear
before
you
you said
goddamn
it.
say it. Whatever.
Now I know TJ hasn't been listening all day. The babies were also less vocal. Babies that were raised by these things, basically, other than their parents, were less vocal. They produced fewer content-specific words while playing with these noisy electronic monstrosities, and it pisses everybody off. So please stop getting these for your kids. They don't help
What
your
about babies that
children.
are just set in front of the television set?
It's
How do they
the
do?
same thing. Badly, poorly.
Yeah.
But they fucking see the body language on the TV.
Right, but then the TV creates. You probably maybe caught your ADHD from the TV, TJ,
Maybe.
because the landmark studies on TV are out. The ones on cell phones not out yet, but the TV studies are all in, and they're all bad.
What am I talking about again?
You know, they do say that 70% of communication, Paul,
Yeah, it is
nonverbal.
I heard that. Didn't you come up with that, TJ?
Yeah, I think that was one of the,
Okay.
I actually did the research that went into finding that
Whoa.
fact.
Interesting.
70%, Scotty, of communication, nonverbal. A lot of people
I
don't
never
know
would
that.
have known.
A lot of people don't know that, Scotty. That's an original
Paul, you ever heard
observation.
that one? I don't know. Paul's probably never
I
heard
haven't
it.
heard that, but I did hear that up to 70% of all communication is nonverbal, which is crazy, right?
Okay.
That is pretty
Interesting.
crazy.
I can't believe that.
Wow. Crazy stuff. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Suffice it to say, as we wrap up here, if you want to teach your kid language, don't buy it a fucking dumbass toy.
Talk to your kid.
Talk to it. Read it a book.
Show it deep fat fried.
Yeah, show it our show and let it learn a bunch of cuss words and horrible,
Yeah.
edgy things. You know what I mean? Whatever you're going to do. But anyway, yeah, that's 3 of these horrible inventions that somehow got really fucking popular. If you liked this, let me know. I'll make another one. No malarkey, Jack. Back in my day, we didn't have any entertainment at all, except for the old Scranton village elder. He only had 2 teeth. But that guy had a million stories. I ain't joking, Fat. We'd sit in the cold every night to hear him tell the tale of the cat he ate once. Nowadays, what with the mobile pages and the web phones and Netscapes and whatnot, it's hard to figure out what even to watch. Most days I'll just surf AOL. Lost, Jack. How do I click off the page? Why are there so many browsers open? It's all too goddamn much if you ask me. Now listen, Fat, I've got your solution. It's called the Pessimist Productions Patreon. You can click the link below and bam, all the entertainment you need, Jack. It's like Willy Wink, you know, the chocolate factory thing. Hundreds of exclusive shows. I ain't kidding. Exclusive streams, more news. You can't go wrong. So cancel that AOL. Join the Pessimist Productions Patreon now. Don't wait, or you'll be sorry, Jack.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.